often use the word unprecedented, talking about the pandemic and the activism that has arisen around it. But literally almost 100 years ago, in 1917, 1918, there was the Spanish influenza epidemic. Alongside that was a great deal of activism on the part of African Americans. Nearly 10,000 marched down Fifth Avenue in silence in response to the racialized lynchings that were taking place. They were in a very similar kind of moment where people were protesting and essentially saying, they didn't use this term, but they're essentially saying Black Lives Matter. The pandemic gave a lot of people a chance to think about their lives and think about society, think about America, think about the world, started to appreciate life a little bit more. And if we appreciate life a little bit more, then the taking of life is going to resonate in a new and different kind of way. And I think that's actually, one of the reasons we saw such a big jump in that this summer. The civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s, you'd have to go back to that time to really think of not only a time where there was this much sort of activism, but more importantly, this much interracial activism and cooperation. That's what made the civil rights movement of the 1960s so effective and powerfully, sort of changed our society. I would argue because of that cooperation. And the rule of history as a historian, I know, is that usually the crisis has to take place first before things do get better. It's like that in the 19th century, Civil War. America's literally, divided into two different halves, and all over this issue of racialized slavery that had been a ticking time bomb ever since America was founded. The kind of unfinished revolution and the unfinished work of Reconstruction essentially gives us an opportunity now to hopefully, fulfill that promise. So supporting Black Lives Matter and supporting those kinds of movements really do help to sort of widen the definition of who's American, what does it mean to be American, what is America really about? Even though we had a terrible start as a country, it doesn't mean that we can't evolve. I think there's hope. I think there's hope. That right to march, the right to picket, the right to protest, the right to have a say is just about the most American thing, you can ever be a part of. And I think as long as we don't lose that, as long as we continue to cherish that tradition, America will be okay. But we do have a lot of work to do, and hopefully we can find answers together.